Welcome back to IndyFest 2021. John Ralston, the editor of the Nevada Independent, with my managing editor, Elizabeth Thompson. Before we get on to our final focus group of the day with Republicans, and Nate Silver, who has arrived for a one-hour chat with me to cap off your day, I wanted to just talk real quickly with you, Elizabeth, about that Democratic focus group. What'd you think?
Really interesting. They were a lively bunch, got along well. I got a couple chuckles out of the tribalism conversation, where they basically, initially there were hints of maybe it's only the other side that's susceptible to tribalism, and then it was quickly established in the conversation that, yeah, tribalism happens on both sides. It's real easy to do what feels good to you and what feels best, and to gravitate towards those sources. Thought it was interesting that across the board, support for Governor Sisolak and the way he has handled COVID. I was listening to see if there were any members of that group who maybe didn't think it's been handled quite the way it should have been. And very interesting to me when John asked them to name even one Republican who they had any respect for, and most of them had to think about it for quite some time, and some of them had to dip back in the past before they could. That was interesting to me too, and I think that is something that's shifted here in the last couple of electoral cycles.
You know, we recruited these focus groups, and Matt Seltzer and his team did this, and they tried to get a cross-section to some extent, even within the parties. But the monolithic nature of that group, they were lively and they said some interesting things, but basically it was, yeah, there's tribalism, and yeah, I'm a member of the tribe, so what about it? I'm in my bubble, I only watch MSNBC, and that's okay. Sisolak's doing a great job. What more did you expect of him? Biden's doing a good job at least. What did you expect? These times are tough, and I think you saw in a gentle way, I think I tried to push them to get outside of their bubble, and it was like they could only name dead Republicans, right?
Well, not quite.
Much.
Liz Cheney's still alive, as far as we know today.
But generally, I'm making the point. I mean, to me, the fact that they could not be pushed out of their bubbles is really something.
Yeah, I suppose. I wasn't that surprised, actually, by that.
You're so cynical. I am the sweetness and light of
Yes.
the Indy, in case anyone's wondering.
Sweetness and light, that's you, dear. Yeah, it was interesting. I kept waiting for you to come up with a question that would split them somehow. I was hoping that would happen. I wanted to hear a little bit of disagreement. We heard some, but not much, and I guess the thing that I would go to then is, like, next on the list of notable things is what you called this tepid feeling for Biden, which is, yeah, he's fine under the circumstances, right? Or he's doing an okay job. We heard that earlier too from the other focus groups.
A little better in this group. I think
so
not
too.
much.
Not much.
That's
what I'm driving at, is that even among this group of diehard Democrats, they're still talking about Biden with a caveat, right? It's not like overwhelmingly enthusiastic. And because of what we've heard on the other focus groups and what we saw in our own polling, I think it's notable, and it's going to be very interesting to watch the Biden effect one way or another as we get closer to the election next year.
All right, I think we're going to move on, and because people are eager to hear from these Republicans and from Nate Silver to tell me where I've been wrong all these years, and I'll do the same. We'll be back with our Republican focus group in just a few minutes. Thanks.